Alrighty, we're here at 6 Warrior Quest Area 8. As you can see, I already cleared it, and the first clear I did of this fight was very, I would say not great. I did stumble on quite a few of the mechanics, so I'm like, you know what, we're just going to redo that real quick, just so, you know, it's not a third. Yeah, I think the run ended up being like half an hour long or something. It was, it was a pretty high, or it was a pretty long video, and I think we could shorten that down to maybe, you know, 20 or so minutes, because this is a fairly long fight. So yeah, you are gonna need a little bit of endurance. And this fight, for me, like what I ended up finding out worked best for me was basically we're gonna treat Auron as the big protect the castle, and we can protect Auron quite a bit with his or with the team comp that we do have. Like, you know, there's plenty of protection and caters 100% evasion, which we don't want all that often. So we're probably gonna tag her out in just a bit. But we are going to bring, we do have units like Golbez, we do have units like Kurosame. There's, you know, with the Brave Freezes, are basically just going to ensure that Auron doesn't really have any real danger coming in his way. And especially with Aerith's BT effect, you know, her gold frame buff. Very strong, very strong. That in particular, in this fight, they do like to dispel often. And if that does end up happening, one thing that Aerith does have in her kit that's very good, like for their BT buff, is that it's gold framed. So that can't actually get dispelled by these guys' mechanics, so, you know, we should have plenty of ways to keep ourselves nice and healthy. And here we're just going to go ahead and, now that we're done with that, I think we'll just go ahead and seal evil. Oh, we actually could have got a Seymour BT, or not BT, a Seymour call on as well. But it's not a big deal or anything. And here I think I actually want to go ahead and, let's just go straight into our BT time. And here, the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to want to get as many soars as possible. And the BT phase, you know, for this fight isn't great just because there's like an HP gate here or there, and it's kind of annoying. And I'd rather just not deal with that. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to use the rest of our skills in the BT phase here. And, you know, just set up Auron stuff, because Auron's soar is ridiculous. It's a very good button. And, you know, he builds that up by just taking damage over time, which is why we don't really want to cater in the party all that often. Oh wow, we still get the extra turn. Interesting. I thought that was going to just take up the extra turn. I don't want to press Purgatory because that gives us high turn rate. And it's really a button we're going to try and avoid if we can help it. Along with Dragon Fang, you know, it's not great for the delay, but... yeah, actually I'm just going to HP attack here. Like, I don't want to press... I don't want to press either of those buttons. Like, unfortunately for Auron, he ends up with two buttons that, you know, kind of don't want to press all that often, just because Purgatory does give you high turn rate up, and you want to avoid that as much as you can. I did already technically goof by not using the BT phase here, because we are going to lose one turn of our BT effect, which is, you know, fairly important. What I think I can do actually is I could probably tag him out real quick, and just like put in Rem. And just so we can force charge just a little bit. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tag out Rem. Or I'm going to tag out into Rem. Just so we can keep the 6 turn up. And we're just going to force charge to 100 real quick while we're at it. And that shouldn't take too long. And we're going to tag out Cater the moment we hit 100 as well. And actually, I think with Rem, now is a perfectly good time to get our BT effect with her going. Just so we don't have to use it in a force time or anything like that. Because having BT effects in this fight is particularly important. Just because with how many times they can potentially dispel you. You'd rather have a lot of your damage mitigation coming from your burst effects rather than from your actual skills. Unless it's like an overhead or something like Kelger. Like Kelger for this fight I heard is pretty good. So here we're actually going to tag out back into Auron. And we're just going to go ahead and activate RFR time. And basically, throughout this fight, we're just going to play Protect the Castle. And yeah, Auron's going to be our main source of damage for this. We did bring Kurosame, we did bring Golbez, you know, just because they have BT effects that have Brave Freeze on them. And that's going to be important just so we could actually stay alive throughout the fight. Like, it looks dangerous right now, but trust me, Auron is going to keep himself and the party safe. Aerith can keep herself safe once she gets her BT effect on. And we can't technically die with Rem's BT effect. So you know, it actually isn't as dangerous as it might look at first glance. And speaking of BT effects, I think we'll just go ahead and... Well, first we'll charge the gauge. And then we'll go ahead and activate Aerith's BT. And we're gonna... Usually you like to do it the opposite order, so you could charge up her lasers, like her little overhead BT effect. But I think here it's more important to actually just make sure that we get as many turns of that gold frame buff as possible. And we really just want to extend... Or not extend, but we really just want to make sure that, you know, we're staying alive to the best of our ability. And it's also another important thing to note that, like, we do want Ice Imperil on this Centipede whenever possible. So here we're just going to go ahead and BT effect it up. Because, like, when he has a red aura, that's when, like, he can actually dispel you. And which is why we also wanted to go for Auron in the BT phase. Because we want as many uses of his LD as possible. Just because it will be getting dispelled every now and then when he's protecting the party. So that's, you know, just something that this fight will do. And it's perfectly fine. Like mechanics, the fight, or the enemy is fighting back, which is good, A lot of these, oh, we don't actually have our LD call on Rem. So what we're going to do here then is actually have in mind to switch into Golbez. And we could go ahead and get his BT effect on as well. Because we don't want to switch Indicator. Switching Indicator is just a bunch of evasion nonsense. Actually, we're going to go ahead and switch into Golbez. I want to save the Kurosami switch in for when we actually need to Imperil for Ice. So here I think we're just going to go for just a casual Twin Meteor just to get the, you know, the rest of his buffs up. Although that might have been a waste just because they're going to dispel us soon anyway. Yeah, so here I think I'm actually just going to Soar. And the reason we're doing Soar over another button... Oh wait, that's an HP gate, isn't it? That might have been a waste. Or not on A, but on B it looked like that was an HP gate for sure. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And that's going to happen throughout the fight, you know, not much we can do about that. And while we have Aerith's gold frame BT effect up, or her gold buff up, we take 0 damage. So, you know, basically we're just playing a fight of I'm just going to protect the boy Auron as best as we can. And really just try and not die. So here I think I actually want to switch back into Rem. And the reason we're doing that is so we could FR... Or the best part about her FR Echo for sure is that she can turn manipulation with that. And that's actually going to allow us to bring up Auron so we could get our LD buff onto Golbez. And to just get it back up in general. You know, without really spending a turn on the FR gauge. So very... Rem, you know, just super good unit. And this also ignores defense. So, you know, it'll help Brave shade that while we're at it. And we don't really have... we're not really concerned about dying here just because, you know, Rem's BT effect, even if we do get close to dying, she's just going to mitigate that. And she just charged Golbez's EX. How lovely of her. Because this button hits like a truck. Well, not right now because they got the Brave Shave, but at least we got a little bit of Brave gain going on, so it wasn't completely useless. Yeah, once we get that blue aura dispelled, that's when we're actually... Like, it shouldn't be too hard, just because we are ignoring defense with our follow-up here. Yeah, poison hit, that's fine. Oh no! Low turn rate. Oh no! And here I think I do want to use an FR Echo just so we can extend our FR time just a little bit. Because we do want Auron, you know, taking turns, or not taking turns, but getting hits. It's a little bit of a waste here, but it's not that bad just because he should be breaking that B shield right about now, after this Reaper. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah, and that Brave shield's gone. So now we just need to, or I'm pretty sure it's gone, right? Yeah, calm down. There you go. I was like, why isn't he calming down? He should calm down by now. Power Stream Plus. And that's not plus plus, so we don't get dispelled. And this is why we want to basically have Auron be the main damage dealer. Or the main off-turn damage, because he is a nut. He's good. So here, I think we're just going to go ahead and... yeah, we'll go ahead and use another Soar. Just because this does reapply the melee Imperil. And that's super important for this fight. We have Rem coming up. I do believe... Do we need Kurosame up soon? I'm not sure if we do. I don't think we do. Wow, Auron's way back there. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually a very good thing. Yeah, I think we're actually just going to refresh Rem's LD here. Because I want to hold on to as many echoes as I can. Just because they will be useful later. And, you know, with the HP damage retention, it's not like it's the end of the world or anything if we do use a few echoes here and there. Yeah, because Auron, as long as we have, you know, the BT effect up with Rem, is in no real danger. Dark Powers Rising. Yeah, this is why I was waiting on Golbez too, because now that Dark Powers Rising is up, does he have Ice Imperil? He doesn't. So if we don't have Ice Imperil on him, he's actually just going to go ahead and fucking take away all of our, or do a ridiculous attack. So here we actually want to go ahead and get our Ice Imperil on. And yeah, we could go ahead and use an LD, or not an LD, an FR Echo. It's perfectly fine here. And Auron's going to take like a big damage here. But he's in no real danger of dying, just because Rem actually has her BT effect on still. So even if he does like hit 0, he will like have that 0 like, or he will like be alive at 0 HP. So you know, we're not really concerned about that. Although this will probably cleanse him. Yeah, see 0 HP. Normally that would be instant death. We've died lmao. But Rem is pretty good. Yeah, I don't get to see that effect all that often, just because I generally prepare a little more. Yeah, you know. Oh no. It looks like you have died. We are taking a little bit of damage that we should be recovering, though, just because that is going to be important later. So here, I think we actually want to... Did we bring in Aerith? I think we already used all of her FR Echoes to charge the gate. We're at 999, so it doesn't matter. We do want to get one more... Actually, I would like to get one more round of attacks in with Auron. So I think what we're going to do then is... We could just stay in. Nah, I would like to keep an Echo from Kurosame just so we can cancel their gauge. Yeah, so here we're just going to go ahead and switch back into Golbez. And just echo it up. And here, since we lost our LD buff, we do have to apply that again. And perfect timing too, because now we can actually... we need to ignore defense to actually deal with that shield. And we could probably also switch out... We could have probably also switched out Auron for Cater there, and just taken advantage of this 999 and just have her dodge all day. But we'll be fine. One more turn left on his buff. Yeah, we don't want Rem moving up all that much, so we're just going to LD. Yeah, because we're not going to be doing a lot of damage because of that Brave Shield. But we are still Brave gaining because of Rem's BT effect, so that's good at least. Reaper. Like, we're going to be taking some damage, but really, you know, it's nothing we can't heal back and we're going to be perfectly fine. Like, we're in no real danger. So the real question I have here is, do I actually... I could switch into Kurosame and use the last of his Echoes. Because we need to keep one FR on Auron, and then we do have 2 Cater Echoes still to actually cancel their next Force Time if they get to it. Yeah, I think we're actually fine just going into Kurosame and using his Echo here so we could get just 3 more turns. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. As long as the fight doesn't demand for like Ice Imperil soon, we should be alright. And even if it does, you know, we could just summon and get to where we need to be, not a big issue. Pale Cutter. Oh, and actually I don't think Kurosame has the LD buff from Auron. I don't think he's covered it all. Yeah, we calmed him down, so that's good. Let's see, and for this next trick, I think we can go into summon if we really need to. I don't think we're gonna need to, in all honesty. Yeah, let's just go for Soar. Just because it's like ridiculously big damage hitting button. 18 million AoE, pretty good. And just before his red threshold as well. And we do have some HP damage retained. So, you know, everything's looking good so far. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So here, I think we actually... I think we're just fine doing whatever, right? Oh, actually, I want to swap tuners into Auron, just so we can get his BT effect back on. And unfortunately, that is going to give him a high turn rate up buff, but whatever. Because we're in no real danger of dying just because of Rem's BT effect here. So, we're just going to go ahead and Legendary Journey it up. And we're actually going to target this guy here. Just because I do believe that Red Aura is going to come up soon, and we are going to need Ice Imperil, and Kurosame's here, so, you know, we can just Ice Imperil him up with Auron, no big deal. Yeah, and basically the fight basically revolved around me using Auron, and just protecting him for as much as I can. Because he's the one that basically deals with the Moth over here. Yeah, and he's imperiled for Ice, so that's not as super damaging. So here, yeah, unfortunately we're all out of of dead end for Kurosame, but what we can do is we can actually activate our BT effect with him, just to keep ourselves safe some more, just because Rem is running a little low on her BT effect. And we still have Golbez and we still have Aerith, so, you know, we maybe a little over-prepared in terms of protection. But with this fight, you know, when they constantly dispel buffs, I feel like it's better safe to just bring, you know, as much protection as you can that they can't actually mess with. And they're reapplying the speed down, so that's good. And Kurosame, I don't think still has, or he still doesn't have the LD buff, which is hilarious. And I don't think we're in any real danger anytime soon. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to swap one more time into Auron. Just so we can get his FR active. And unfortunately, Rem's here. If Kurosame was up a little more, that would have been ideal. But that's fine. So now... Oh, I'm not at my gauge yet, lmao. So what I can do then is... I could just switch into Cater for the evasion protection. I should have charged with with Rem is what I should have done. Okay. I told you, like, I saw the bonus here and I just assumed. Well, you know what we can do instead then? We could just Tornado and get that buff on Kurosame. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, because we're not going to be doing any damage just because, you know, when they're at 100%, they heal 100% back whatever they take. But it's not a big deal. Yeah, so we'll be doing nothing, but we could charge just because Rem, she's basically fulfilled her job. You know, just having that BT effect active when we did, just kept Auron alive by brute force. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you really need. So here we're just going to spam cure like crazy. And as long as we have Kurosame's BT effect up, you know, we're not in any real danger or anything like that. And here we're just trying to get to the rest of our gauge as quickly as possible. Like, we even have Aerith still if we really needed to charge up quick. I'm just choosing to use Rem here over Aerith just so we can actually... Oh, she lost the instant turn. Oh, do I have the low turn rate on green? I think I do. Maybe that's what happened there. That was a little weird. I could bring in Golbez and activate his BT effect, just for good measure. Just so I don't have to do it during force time. Actually, that's a good idea. Not a bad idea if I do say so myself. You know, this is just like an extra layer of protection should I need it. Which I don't think I'm going to, you know, just because we still have 4 turns of Aerith and Approximately 12 turns of Brave Freeze from BT effects. A little over-prepared, but you know what? I'd rather be over-prepared. We're running low on Golbez's buff count, though. We should press LD on him when we get the chance. Yeah, we don't mind using the rest of our cures here, just because we have Aerith for healing if we do need it. Let's see, so here, we're just going to swap into Auron, and that should, yeah, we're just going to activate his FR time. And we're going to lose a little bit of damage because we do have to cancel their BT, or not BT, their FR time. So we are going to lose a little bit of damage here. Like, especially because we have to tag back into Cater and she has her evasion up. So it's going to be a little wasteful, but it's not that big a deal in all honesty. Just because I think we're going to have more than enough damage and a high enough gauge with a few echoes on Cater to make up for that. We'll be fine. I do believe I'm out of echoes on Golbez as well, so whatever. Alright, Rem, you've done your job, thank you. Job well done. Now let's go ahead and get another Type 0 character. And actually, Cater's banner was super mean to me. Like, I got her BT fairly quickly. I actually maxed out on BT tokens, so I was like, oh, I'll just BT token Cater. Like, she seems pretty cool. Especially because I missed out on Kelger and I don't have Ruby Conte's BT. So I was like, oh, you know what, whatever, it's fine. I'll just get, you know, upcoming unit. Cater's FR would not drop, but I did get 9 Edgar FRs, so that was fun. Yeah, I am out here. So I'm just going to Black Fang, just because this is going to extend everything. So nothing really falls off. Because I do believe we have one more blue shield to go, right here. And that'll be Auron just handling it. Yeah, because this actually isn't going to do anything. Like, we are going to get 20% still, because I do believe it's just a target Auron. But he isn't actually going to get his follow-up. A little unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, we are going to get some some nice Cater follow-up, so that was nice. And here we actually do want to tag her out. And yeah, we're going to go into Aerith, just because I want to tag in Kurosame when this guy's red aura comes back. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and Seal Evil. I do believe she has 1 turn left, and that's on her EX buff, but I don't want her moving up. So it's fine if we let that fall off. Actually, that wasn't... What is that 1 turn? Oh, it's Cetra's favor. I was like, what is that? Yeah, and here we have to ignore defense, so here we're just gonna... Yeah, we just Tornado. Man, having 5 LD uses is cracked. That's why I really wanted to do Black Crystal, just to get him 2 more LD uses. And here, they're still mitigating us, huh? I don't think it really matters what I press here then, because it's gonna just get mitigated anyway. Let's just EX. Yeah, and Golbez's damage output is usually a lot better, but you know, we are getting heavily messed with. Oh, he dispelled us. But that's fine, because we do have 1 more LD use on him. And, you know, with Golbez's BT effect of them not gaining Brave, and Aerith's gold overhead of just reducing their damage to 0, we're in no real danger. Damn, so this comp, you know, very, very protected. There isn't much that's going to actually break through here. And here we'll just press this finally. Fury Brain. Actually, that probably fell off a while ago. Now that I'm thinking about it. And there's just a lot of Brave game there, so that's good. Alright, and I don't believe they have any more Dispels. And even if they do, we can ignore defense with the summon should we need to. Yeah, because he's melee resisted and we broke the thing, so we should be fine here. Counter. Yeah, calm down. There you go. Yeah, this fight should basically be over now. Do I have any more echoes? I have it on Cater, but yeah, we'll go ahead and let Auron have his time. He's been putting in work. Yeah, and basically that's how I found the simpler way to do this fight is just protect Auron. Because, you know, he ignores defense and he does the weapon in peril. So I'm like, you know what, he's probably the unit to focus on, not actually Cater or Edgar. Even though this is like their featured fight. It's probably just easier to go for our boy over here. Let's see. Oh, we could bring out Cater, why not? Alright, Cater. Make your presence known. You hit that F4. Yeah, definitely. This was definitely a Cater showcase. I'll definitely like put her on the thumbnail still, but really she was just here for FR Echo, so we could cancel their force time. But yeah, there you go. Area 8, a very annoying fight for the most part, but I feel like if you have the units, like you do have 6 units to work with, and I feel like it's kind of necessary for this for a fight like this, just for all the check marks. But yeah, there you go. I did finish this. Ooh, 4 turns quicker than my last fight run. Let's go. And I'll show you the part I used real quick, because I do have artifacts on quite a bit of these characters already. And yeah, there you go. Part 8, or 6 Warrior Quest Area 8. Difficult fight, but luckily our boy Auron's pretty good. Take it easy.